Welcome to Two Titans and a Hunter, a Destiny 2 podcast. A show where we discuss tips, tricks and tools to help all Guardians succeed and enjoy playing more. What makes us different? Well, we're not streamers or YouTubers. We just have a passion for Destiny and are dedicated to keeping Guardians informed and up to date with all the latest Destiny 2 news, information and opinions. We encourage your questions and feedback, and you can contact us either by email, twotitansandahunter@hotmail.com, or on Twitter at 2titans_hunter. Now, on with the show. So not only this week am I joined by my misfits of the Merengue, Respawn and Parody, we have a very special guest this week. As you know, we don't normally have guests on the show to interview, as we're not that kind of show, but we had to make an exception for this Guardian. He works tirelessly on gathering information and putting out videos on cheeses, exploits and advantages to help all players and level the playing field for everyone, regardless of their skill and abilities. His videos regularly get highlighted by us for the listeners to check out, and we are really happy that he's agreed to come on the show and talk about himself, his experiences in Destiny, and his channel. He is the one and only Cheese Master himself, Cheese Forever. So welcome, sir. Welcome to the show.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So how much caffeine have you consumed in the past couple of days? Because your channel has just exploded recently with videos. Have you been saving all those up going, all right, everyone else is at Guardian Con, I'm going to release all of these now?
No, I just see information and I try and get to it. Like, I have things I put on the back burner because, I mean, logically, there's more content than I have time for.
Yeah, that's fair. A lot of these videos that you put out, you know, I'll be honest, Nintendo Man hurt my feelings because I'm just like, I knew this. I knew that. Why didn't you just ask me? I could have done it. I could have said it, you know?
Yeah,
but you're not a YouTuber and we can't link your videos for other people to watch.
You totally should link my videos, though.
No, I'm not linking your videos.
Come on, they're only NC-21, man. That's a thing, right? Or is it 18?
No idea.
I don't know. You have to be a certain age to watch my videos anyway, so there you go.
You're mental.
I have a thing. Wait, what are we talking about? I completely lost track.
Shall I kick it off, or do one of you guys want to kick it off?
So in your face reveal video, you go over a lot of questions and answers that introduce you, what philosophy, your channel, and a few basic Destiny answers. But what we would like to know is about how you got into Destiny. Dun, dun, dun.
so I had an Xbox 360 and I was playing Call of Duty Ghosts because why not? And I heard about self-res in Destiny in PvP, and I thought that was like an interesting concept, a very troll-like move. So I bought the game, and I had a lot of fun.
You know, how many people are actually sad that the self-res didn't come back to Destiny 2?
A lot of solo players, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, not even solo players, but just think about how much easier the raids would be if you didn't have to waste the token on a warlock. Think about how much easier raids would be if you didn't have to worry about tokens. Anyway,
There'd be a lot more cheese. That's for sure.
Yeah. So is that really the only reason you joined? Is just because you could res yourself in PvP and kill
That's
people?
what got me hooked on the idea, yeah.
Okay.
Just self-res and then just insta-melee somebody.
That's
So
awesome.
so how did you do it? Did you wait till they were like walking away and they thought they had the kill? Then you're like, surprise!
Yeah. Yeah, I'd wait like a good 2-3 seconds and then just self-res insta-melee kill.
This man is my hero. I think I found my spirit animal.
No, you can't be your hero because you're a hunter. You go on about the hunter all the time. Although, you know, when you did your raid the other week, you
I do
were
play
a
warlock. Yeah.
Yeah.
he is a secret warlock down deep under all the hunter.
Yeah.
He is actually a
If
warlock.
my hunter is like 70%, the other 30% is definitely my warlock.
That's awesome. That is a fantastic reason.
You said in your face reveal video that you're a warlock and it's your favorite class. But do you play any of the other classes?
Yeah, I play all the classes.
Okay. And have you done that since D1, or have you just stayed with Warlock and then in D2 used the others?
And Destiny 1 was more of a 2 Warlocks and 1 Titan, because screw Hunter Jump. It wasn't really
Listen.
till Bones of
Yes.
AO came out that I made a Hunter.
Hunter jumps were always amazing, even before the Bones of AO. You just had to maximize your agility. Was it
You're
back?
not-
Man, what was it back
You
in the
just
day?
had to maximize your Titanness or your Warlockiness.
No,
Just
shut up.
Take the hunter down to 0, and the jumps were
Look,
great.
Warlocks don't even know how to jump up. All right, you can't talk about Hunter jumps when you haven't mastered the art of jumping up vertically.
But Warlock Floof is too good.
Damn floof. Yeah, but if you can actually jump up, right? The one big complaint I have about Warlocks, and it's always been the case, right? If you happen to fall off a ledge, Titan can jump back up, Hunters can jump back up. Warlock, you just die.
Yeah.
You can't jump up for the life of you. You can't jump up, and I never understood why that hasn't been a thing. I understand not jumping up too high or not jumping up as high as other characters, but some kind of vertical movement when you slip off a ledge would be desirable over nothing, right?
Hmm.
Anyway, it's just my little rant. Sorry. So like in D3 and D2, sorry, D3 is not out yet. In D2, do you play all 3 classes, or is it still, just mainly the Warlock and the Titan?
No, Destiny 2, I had one of each, and I had to rethink my play style, because with no self-res, is kind of like I was very aggressive, and I kind of had to learn to be less aggressive. So for
yeah.
running strikes and nightfalls, I was more like hunter, tether, so I could go invis if I'm in trouble, and take out a bunch of enemies by myself, because matchmaking and teammates don't always work well.
Thank you. Blueberries cannot be trusted.
So what's your go-to subclass in, well, what was it in Destiny 1 and what is it in Destiny 2 for your Warlock?
Well, obviously it was the Sunsinger, but in Destiny 2, I just try and play whatever the meta is, because Warlock seems to rotate. Like, for Gambit, it was Chaos Reach, and then Nova Warp, and then Nova Bomb, and now it's just kind of like, well.
Oh, like of Radiance.
Yeah.
I was waiting for the end. I was like, well, what? What are you talking about?
No, it's well.
Well, you
The
stand here
well.
and
It was
and
the
all
well.
comers die because the
Yeah.
well has usurped the bubble. So get in the
Yeah.
well and just splash around and watch everyone around you
What
die.
about Chaos Reach though? Because I'm a huge fan of Chaos Reach paired with like a Void Weapon and the not the Skull of Ahamkara, the other Warlock.
Geomag?
No, not Geomag. Geomag is good for bosses, but I'm talking about like just ad clearing, just general playing that you don't have to focus on a boss. There's a helmet. I can't
Crown of
remember the name.
Tempest?
No. There's a helmet that when you
Nezarec
get void
Sin.
kills, that's the one. Nezarec Sin, because the metal tree, you already get the little tetrahedrons coming back to you to increase your super. And then if you kill stuff with a void weapon, you get your super back even faster. So whenever I'm playing like Gambit where I don't have to focus boss damage or strikes or whatever, right? I found you get your super back every 30, 45 seconds with that loadout. What about you? You ever try that?
No.
Oh,
I stay away from Nezarix.
it's good though, man. Honestly speaking, you should at least try. Just go out and do like a couple of public events, and you'll see you get your super back super fast.
The cheese gets stuck on the horns. It doesn't work out for him.
The cheese gets stuck on the horns. Okay, so what were your favorite primary, secondary, and heavies in D? Why are we asking him D1? What's your favorite? No, what's your favorite for D2? Because we're not playing D1 anymore. How about that?
I was just thought it was interesting. Sorry.
I didn't think it was interesting. I think you're just trying to bug this man. He's got a life, dude. All right. He can't ask inane questions. That's not a word. Innate questions. What stupid questions? That's what I'm saying. So what are your favorite primary, secondary, and heavy in D2?
Well, at the beginning, it was kind of like the double primary era, so I got really used to Nameless Midnight and autos like Uriel's Gift. But then we moved from rocket launchers, and right now I'm really liking the menagerie weapons because they can roll Feeding Frenzy, and that's probably my all-time favorite perk. And then fusion rifles like Loaded Question because no reloading.
What about the Erentil? How do you feel about the Erentil being able to snipe people cross map?
I think I stay away from PvP, so I don't see very many people running it.
Well, I mean, even in PvE, if you're going to use a fusion rifle,
No.
why not use one where you can map somebody? What do you prefer as your fusion rifle? Then?
Because reloading
I
breaks his immersion.
I like the Menagerie one because I have rangefinder and I have feeding frenzy, so it's kind of the best of both worlds in that regard.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah, this man doesn't reload. He's like, I'm here to do damage. I'm here to do all the damage.
He does
Reloading
reload.
wastes my
That's
time.
why he's got the feeding frenzy, silly biscuit.
So I suppose that answers that question. Do you prefer PvP or PvE? So it's PvE.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So what's your favourite setup for your PvE then? Or does it depend on where you are and what you're doing?
I usually like a mountaintop, then loaded question, and then some type of, exotic heavy, depending on what situation I'm in. And then
Okay.
running double scavenger perks to make up for the ammo.
Cool.
Nice. So, do you just run the 2 scavenger perks, or is it like 2 special perks and 3 heavy perks, or how do you set up your armor?
You talking about ammo finders?
Yeah,
Screw ammo finders, those don't work.
I disagree, but okay. What's your reasoning there?
Because lots of tests have been done with ammo finders, and plotting the data, it showed pretty much no increase in ammo drops. And Bungie tested out, and they said, it's working as intended.
Yeah,
but the data
I would
doesn't
tend to
agree.
agree because, like, if you're using it, you're not going to get a whole lot of drops. But the way I see it is, I almost never run out of special heavies. That's a different story, but I usually get it back pretty quick. But I always have special ammo because I'm running 3 special ammo finders, 2 heavy ammo finders, and I never find myself in like an ammo drought like some of these other guys do. So I would think that it works perfectly fine. I'm surprised that you're saying that you don't enjoy it.
Yeah, I don't believe in it.
All right, maybe it's just RNG. Maybe it's tied to RNG. I just have good RNG. Maybe.
I mean, the only time I run out of ammo is if I'm using all my ammo for boss damage. That'd be the only time. Otherwise, I'm fine.
Interesting. Okay, that's good. Well, maybe I can try that because I always have 3 and 2, right? And especially now with all this whole using triple grenade launchers to try to get the pinnacle grenade launcher.
Wendigo.
Yeah, thank you. I'm using 2 grenade launchers for my primary and secondary, and then of course I got the spider bot for the heavy. And I don't ever run out of ammo because I have my armor set up with 3 stacks of special ammo finder, and I never run out. So that's one of the things that led me to believe that it is working as intended. Otherwise, if I'm running 2 special weapons, you'd think I'd run out pretty quick, right? But
I think it's a placebo effect. I think you should take that off and then see if there's any.
that's what I was saying. Yeah, that's exactly what I was
Yeah.
getting at. Maybe I should put on completely different armor, see if I'm getting that same luck roll. So yeah, that's definitely something to try. What do you think about D1 in its final form? Is that the question that we're on? It is. Okay.
The question I'm on is what's your favorite cheese that you found? Do you have a favorite that you stumbled across or found was just like, oh,
you
this is
skipped
amazing?
questions, sir.
So, favorite cheese that I've found or that has been found in Destiny 2?
Both. What's your favorite and what's the favorite thing you stumble across? I'm always curious what yours is, since you are cheese forever after all. You've brought us all the cheese. You've got to have a favorite cheese.
I mean,
soft cheese, stinky cheese.
do I I don't know. Good cheeses always get patched, so that's hard to say.
Yeah, it's sort of like for the week of this.
You
what's your
say
favorite
that,
cheese?
but
Well, that's what it
the
is.
what's her name cheese is still there. Last Wish, this whole time, that's still there.
Well, that's a whole nother animal because some people don't consider that a cheese at all.
The fact that you can teleport into a room isn't a cheese?
It's an exploit for the joining allies, but you can do the one phase Riven without that.
Okay. So you're just talking about the one phase is the okay. I was thinking the whole being able to do that exploit itself is a cheese. So
yeah, I could see that as being cheesy. But you don't need it to one phase Riven.
No, you don't. Definitely not.
Yeah, Bungie are a bit funny
Anyway,
about what they actually
Continue
do
on.
patch and what they don't patch.
Yeah, they rarely patch anything.
I think it's because they also hate fighting Riven, so they leave that in there so they can use the cheese too. It's like, why am I fighting this legitimately? Admin mode, God mode on. Boom, let's go. Hey guys, look at this. I can one-shot Riven. Woohoo! Right?
Mhm.
Anyway, I'm sorry. Continue.
Yeah, parody. Continue or whatever.
Well, I'm just curious, and you've probably covered it before on your channel, but like, where do you draw the line of what's a cheese and what's a cheese, what's a glitch? Is there a line?
Cheese is up to interpretation, and it varies between people's perspectives of what you should and should not do. The line is crossed when it goes into PvP and network manipulation. That's pretty much the line between something that Bungie, doesn't care about and does care about.
Okay, yeah.
Which,
so
by the
cheese
way,
is,
they still haven't fixed.
yeah. So cheese
No,
is
they
something in
yeah.
the game you can exploit. Glitchy, yeah, DDoSing and doing all other crap, and actually ruining the game for other people.
Mhm.
And I imagine that there's a fairly strong line too between the PvE and PvP. PvE, it's like, okay, you're cheesing this room or you're cheesing this encounter. Well, that helps everybody.
Exactly.
But PvP, PvP or PvP Gambit.
Yeah, Gambit.
Hooked on Phonics worked for me, everybody. Yeah, it's like, it can still, like when we had the Queen Breaker with, oh, hey, we've doubled the aim assist for everybody. Whoops, for those couple of months.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
And you can't help but notice how long some of these glitches stayed in the game. Like not glitches. Sorry,
the menagerie chest
these
over and over
imbalances.
again.
Right, for the two heavies in the beginning, you had the Queen's Breaker, and then you had the the heavy fusion rifle.
Sleeper. People are
Thank
using
you.
a lot.
Thank you. My mind is whatever. I've got a new kid. Insomnia is a thing. But yeah, Sleeper and Queensbreaker. They left that in the game for so long, and now you got the
the Lord of Wolves.
the
They're like,
the Lord of Wolves, and they're like, oh, well, we tried thinking about disabling it. Why? Let us have fun with it for a little while. I mean, I'm even a little bit sad that they took away the freaking the light show in PvP. That was amazing. I mean, yeah, whoever had it was obviously at a severe advantage, but I mean, just to me, that reminded me of Star Wars. You had Star Wars inside, PvP, and it was great.
And then Xur sold it that week, which I think was the perfect solution for that Prometheus lens.
Right.
Give it to Xur that week. Everybody's got it. You can run around and destroy everything with it. It was sort of our first taste of the revelry, where everything just did super amounts of damage. So, how many times did you cheese Crota by pulling the network connection out?
I never actually I had Wi-Fi, so I didn't actually have a cable to pull out, but I know other people that did it for me a couple times, LFG.
Nice.
Things like that just work out.
They do.
Just
they
happens.
Really do. So, D1 Final Form, go. What'd you think?
I really enjoyed it. There was a lot of good armor. They brought back the raids. Everything was earnable. I didn't feel like, it was up to RNG or anything. I felt like these are the steps you could earn something. And, bringing back all the old cosmetics was a great idea.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of sucked that my year one Trials Flawless Exotic Emblem can now be gotten by anybody. But it's the end of the game. It is what it is.
So, okay, if you had to pick between the end of D1 and D2 in its current state, what would you prefer?
Probably D2.
Okay. Why is that?
Well, in Destiny 2, there's a lot of things that it was kind of like the opposite of Destiny 1, so it was a different side of Destiny. I mean, there was less shooting, everything was slower paced, to double primary meta, and they had new systems like the shader system that was better. The shaders themselves weren't actually better, some of them, but the system was better. And there's a lot of different systems like collections and stuff that, we've worked into that work really well, which kind of made up for the fact that in the beginning we didn't really have much to do.
Right. So
we had quality over quantity. And in
you like the
Destiny 1, it was
shaders
kind of the
where
opposite.
you can shade individual things at the cost of a shader in lieu of having a shader that's there forever and it colors your whole armor at once?
Yeah, I mean shaders are pretty cheap.
Yeah, but in D1 they were free and they didn't go away.
Yeah.
They weren't consumables.
Yeah, but you can pull them out of collections.
Yeah, I get your point, but I mean, I still
practically
prefer
free.
things that are free
They're
over.
practically free. I mean, you
Practically.
earn them for free.
Yeah, but except for the ones that you have to pay for Bright Dust for.
Yeah, but that's only for now.
You know, Bright
Yeah.
Dust is harder to come by.
That's only for now.
Yeah, for now.
So, we were just finishing talking about the the fashion end games, and Bungie's talked a bit about shaders. What's your go-to shader? Do you have one that you have to apply to everything? Do you have a couple of them?
No, I just use what I have in my inventory, which is no Bright Dust shaders right now, because we're on that massive dismantle all Bright Dust things kick.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And but I really like the animated shaders that they came out with, because I think the animation is where MMO should move to. Animated shaders, what I'm talking about, like Rasmussen Tribe.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And was it the
Bergusian Night?
that dreaming?
Like that.
Yeah, there's the Blue Shift
that dreaming
Dreams
one that they
wasn't
came out with. Yeah, Blue Shift Dreams. Yeah.
Well, good sir, if you don't have a favorite, by all means, let me introduce you to the Sunrise Warrior for all of your armor needs.
No. No.
So
Or Dusk Dawn is
the
another
Sunrise
really good
I
choice.
stay away from pink
Dawn.
and purples.
But you don't play in PvP, so why stay away from them?
Yeah, exactly. The AI isn't going to care
It's
what
not
color
my
you
favorite
wear.
color.
Well, it's nobody's favorite color. It's
Shut
just
down.
funny to see a giant pink titan running at you with the intention to murder you, right?
No, it's kind of depressing, actually.
So let me ask you this, right? And I promise this will be the last time I bring it up consciously, right, Demon? But what do you think about Titans in PvP? Good, bad, overpowered,
You're asking
balanced?
the man who says he doesn't
I'm asking
play PvP,
him.
so he
If
says,
if
I
if I
avoid them
went
entirely.
into PvP and there was a Titan, he'd probably be dead because I would shoot him and he would just be running.
I see.
Thank
So
you.
you don't think that you think Titans are just fine the way they are?
I think Titans are fine the way they are, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's the way they want to play. Run and run and run. Then that's the way they play. It's built for them.
So regardless of whether
No,
it's actually asking
I
somebody,
told you earlier,
you've asked
I've
so
given
many
up.
people.
I've given
Oh,
up
good.
the fight because you brought it up with the last guest, so I'm bringing it up with this guest. I just want to know their answers. That's
Fair
all.
enough.
I don't think shoulder charge is OP. I think it's balanced for Titans that like to run and punch things.
Okay. Well, like I said, I was good with his answer. Demon decided to continue on with the question, so okay.
So you said that Crota's End from the Dark Below was your favourite D1 raid. Was that because of the many cheeses that could be done? Like the jumping the bridge with the sword flying, and the other one that you could do with the lamps, where you jumped on the exploding lamp to make you fly up to the top ledge and then bypass the rest of the thrall. Were they fun things to do? And did it make it more enjoyable?
Yeah, I did do those things. Especially the lamp cheese. That was pretty fun. And even after a patch, you could still do it. And I really enjoyed it, but that's not why I enjoyed Crota's End. I enjoyed it more because just the opening bit. The first time I ascended into that pit and seeing that lamps and the thrall, and you could just hear the thrall, and you had no idea where you're going, and people just dropping into pits left and right. It was very exciting. Bungie nailed it.
Were you happy with the story where they continued it with Oryx and then the Oryx raid as well? Was that a good fun raid for you to do?
Oh yeah. It was a little harder for LFG groups compared to Crota's End, but it was definitely good.
So where are we with questions now?
I don't know. We're all over the place at this point.
I know Parody decided to jump ahead.
Jumping. Yeah, it's punk. Content release schedule. No, what do you think about? Are they releasing it fast enough? Too fast? Not fast enough?
I think the whole idea of the annual pass is a good idea, because I remember the Destiny 1 content droughts, and oh my gosh, those were awful. Like, just waiting for something to do. And, Bungie's working on giving us stuff to do, even, though it's artificial grind, it's not really important. And, the triumphs are kind of, a good loop to, extend artificial grind. But, is if they're going to make an annual pass and then at the end of the year have something bigger like Shadowkeep, I think that's a good model.
Yeah.
Okay. What titles have you enjoyed getting? Because you brought up the whole artificial grind, right? So what titles do you have that you're proud of, or in general, what titles do you have? And of the ones you have, which one's your favorite?
So I have all of them, but the Crucible one, of
Wow.
course, and then last season's, and then you can't get this season's yet. So I'm pretty
Wow.
much done with titles.
That is
That's
amazing.
impressive. So speaking of titles, Parody here for the longest time was working on his one and only title. Parody, how did that go, buddy? Did you finally get it?
My Dredgen title that I needed, I had everything for, but I needed to kill one person in their super as they invaded.
Oh, yeah.
During the times of course, there was during the times of Sleeper Simulant, and then Queen's Breaker, and then Hammerhead cross map sniping. Finally, I'd like to thank my Warlock brethren out there. Finally, I had a Warlock come in with his Nova Warp and was able to kill him with hammers, and he finally got me the one kill I needed.
So you have a Dredgen title now?
It took weeks of playing Gambit, and I've reset my Gambit rank almost 5 times and played, I don't know how many matches. Right. It's like every time someone invaded, I'm like, just use a super. Use a roaming super. I don't even care which one it is. Just use a roaming super. No, nobody would.
Yeah.
So some of those grinds, just trying to get that last piece, has just been, it's like, I could do this if I just had the opportunity. It's RNG with PvP at this point. I just have to wait for someone to jump in and do it.
This might be a moot question, right? But it kind of builds on what we were talking about. You said you haven't done the PvP. Are you planning on doing the PvP, or do you just hate PvP and you don't want to do it?
So I have played a lot of PvP, and that would be Iron Banner and the Exotic Quest, and that's about it. And those are all negative experiences. You're forced into things you would not normally like to do.
Yeah.
Right.
So most of my experience has been negative in PvP.
So you're saying 2,500 kills with a
Iron Burden
on is not your idea of a good time?
I did it, but no. I mean, flying toasters everywhere.
There you go.
Not the best of times.
Night Demon, you have a friend.
It was the worst of times. It was the worst of times.
Yeah, but now we can show off the emblem forever. So.
Yeah, but you won't wear it forever. You only bring it up to Iron Banner. I'm the one that said you should wear it forever.
No, Iron Banner, it goes on.
So okay, well, I'm curious because you mentioned going flawless in D1. Are you on that Trials train? If when Trials comes back, like they claim it's going to be their focus of season 8 is PvP again. Is Trials something you care about? Looking forward to? Did someone say, "Hey, I'll carry you"? And you're like,
in
why
Destiny
not?
1, Trials was like a new idea, so I was like, "Oh man, I'm gonna do this." So I got my team, and he had a God roll shotgun, like before end all nerfs. Like the range was insane, and he was getting most of the kills on my team. I was kicking back with a final round sniper, and that was a one-shot body shot. And I would waste my ammo down to the last shot, wait for somebody to peek, get that kill, and then he'd rush in with a shotgun and clean up. And that was how I went flawless first week, and I never went flawless in Trials ever again. Just never cared.
Yeah.
Did you get the weapons?
Mostly
because the weapons were pretty good, weren't they?
Yeah, I didn't really go for the weapons.
No,
didn't care. In Destiny 2, I went once. I had a friend that helped me, and I was running Graviton Lance in the Graviton Lance meta, and I had a hunter with triple energy recoil reduction mods, whatever they were called at the time.
Nice.
And I mean, laser beam. I kicked in the back. They did all the work. I just kind of melted people away from the back of the map.
Try not to die. Which is shocking, right? Because back then it was the Mida multi-tool meta, So you sitting at the back of the map would still get you team shot, you know? So the fact that you were able to do that, I think, is kind of cool in its own right, honestly.
It was more Graviton Lance than Mida at that point when I was doing it. It was near the end.
Ah, I see. So I think one of our next questions is: would you have changed anything about D2? If you had the admin control right now, what would you change?
So
if anything?
it's not really what I would change per se. It's what I would add. I would add a mission in space. I want a space battle mission. I don't want it as a feature, but I want it as something to, enjoy.
Like in the ships, or are you using like your jump boosters to float around and kill stuff?
Yeah, like I'm talking about in ships, maybe, even a gunner ship, like even if it's not my ship, like just blow something out of space. That'd be nice. Just one mission, that's all I want.
Kill all of the things. Ha 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 ha.
Protect Earth from Cabal, you never know. They keep coming.
Yeah, we spend so much. Yeah, we spend so much time flying in orbit in these ships, and it's like, sorry, we can't do anything with them. They're just here to look pretty.
I mean, I do agree with the ships, but could you imagine, just for a second, that we as Guardians, because you know how we have the boosters for our jumps, right? What if you could just kind of float around in space? Because everybody wears a helmet, so oxygen shouldn't be a thing. And we could have 3D combat. Not necessarily in ships. Ships would be fine. Don't get me wrong.
We could have a
nothing against
Crucible
ships.
map with no gravity. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Low gravity mode.
Right?
We did have that map on D1, didn't we?
First
Where
Light?
the other one. When you died on the ship, your body just floated up, and all the ammo boxes floated up as well. And I think people asked for it then, didn't they? Like an anti-gravity mode.
Yeah. I mean, that would be great. And your boosters, instead of, you have your jump and they would just recharge over time, right? Like you have the 3 boosts, and after the boost, you'd have to wait for them to come back one at a time to charge up, and that's how you navigate, kind of thing, right? That would be amazing. Just a 3D PvP or PvE
They
map.
actually have a low gravity modifier for heroic adventures. Have you ever seen that?
No, for PC you're talking, right?
No, I'm talking about in Destiny 2. They actually have a moon jump modifier that's only available in like Mars heroic adventures.
I've never seen that. I've never even come across that. And
Yes.
you've experienced this?
Yes.
Did it also have a grounded modifier?
No. No.
Because that would be Bungie.
Like that. I'll have to look up the name.
Congratulations. This week's modifiers are moon jump and grounded. Wait, what?
Please use your hip fire grip and your snapshot sights weapons to shoot things. We've got this.
It's called Justice from Above. Increased jump velocity and airborne acceleration. Your super recharges faster and deals more damage. Melee recharges slower and deals less damage.
While you're in air?
No, just all the time.
Just in general?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
It's actually a moon jump modifier. And I would love for them to put that in other rotation playlists.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've never. I mean, I don't run the adventures a whole lot, but I have never run into that. Crazy.
Yeah, you should look for it sometime.
Interesting.
I mean, it's a lot of things that they could do, like in the Crucible sandbox or whatever, right? Not necessarily just the Crucible sandbox, but in general, because they have the Mayhem, which you get your super backs really fast, and then during that event that just passed, how you got all of your abilities back really fast. Why not just put those in the rotation?
Yeah, why not put like Blackout in PvP? Have a party modes. We need more party modes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Blackout in PvP. No.
We all really just want the action. We just want an action sack playlist from Halo in Destiny 2. Give me absurd things to do. Give me a laser tag version with Prometheus lens, at 10x damage. Give me a Blackout. Give me
how much of that IP can they bring over though?
Be.
Because Bungie had a huge part in developing Halo, but how much of that is Bungie IP and not Microsoft IP?
Just sit in a room and say, all right, guys, what are absurd things we could have Guardians do, and let's introduce those. Tag can't be copyrighted.
There you go. Hide and seek. Just turn off the radar and everything like that. One guy's hit has to find everybody else, and there you go. Blackout right there. Blackout, hide and seek.
Yeah,
no radar.
Yeah. During the Guardian Con stream, I think it was Gathalion and Broman played hide and seek. I think in the Menagerie, maybe. playing Black hide and seek. Yeah, give us a hide and seek thing. I know people used to do that in trials in D1. They would do hide and seek games and stream it and just see how long they could last without being found by the other team until time expired.
So yeah, definitely.
Now,
There's so many things that they've already done with the game, right? I mean, we're coming up with a lot of hypotheticals, but there's stuff they've already done that they could put into PvE, rotations, for the modifiers is what we're talking about. So again, you have all these negatives. What about your super comes back like mayhem, or all of your abilities come back like they did in what the hell was the activity that just passed that I can't remember the freaking name?
The Revelry.
The Revelry, thank you. All of your abilities come back faster, not just like your grenade. All of your abilities come back faster in this game mode. I mean, just something like that as a modifier would be amazing.
Yeah, well, I mean, isn't that what they sort of gave us at the end of D1 with the strike scoring and all the strikes? I can't remember what they called it, but like you basically had mayhem strikes. Everything came back faster, and you could burn through those like they were nothing.
Yeah, and that was great, man. I mean, yeah, it's quote unquote cheesy or whatever, right? When you can just super infinitely, but it's also fun. The game doesn't always have to be balanced as far as PvE is concerned. PvP, I get that, but PvE, let us have some fun. Let us just do nonsense every now and again, as a rotation, not a one-time thing and then it's gone forever. Put it in a rotation. Let us enjoy it. Or even better, let us put it on a modifier card.
Did you enjoy the Revelry as 19 became a robot halfway through that?
Okay, sentence? So that was just okay. I thought that was just me for a second. Oh yeah.
I enjoyed what the Revelry had to offer. I thought it was a good idea. I mean, it was a little excessive in PvP, but that's not always a bad thing.
That's right. Would you like that in a rotation for PvP or PvE, or you think a one and done is better?
I think yearly would be fine.
Did you do the Shattered Throne solo that week, or one of those weeks that we had the Revelry up?
No, I had done it previously.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't need your Revelry for that.
Yeah, I didn't need the Revelry. I just and Thunderlord. That's all.
And Thunderlord.
That took out the whole thing flawless.
Nice.
What do you think about the Truth rocket launcher now that it's back in D2? You think they're going to nerf it like they nerfed everything else?
No, I think it's pretty balanced.
Okay. Yeah, because I think it is too. It's really good at ad clearing and PvP, but it's kind of crap for boss damage. So that's what I was hoping too. It's balanced and they won't touch it. But I'm honestly terrified that they're gonna do to it what they did in D2, just like they did with the Whisper, how they give it to us just like it was in the beginning, and then nerf it just like they did. Instead of us having the 3 rockets, it's only gonna have 2, and they might nerf the range for hand grenades and horseshoes. I'm terrified they're gonna nerf something about
That's a good question. Cheese, what do you reckon of the Whisper being nerfed? Were you happy, indifferent?
It was a very powerful weapon.
Yeah.
And I understand that ammo economy is one of their big focuses. They're always tuning it. But, there was more opportunities to improve on what they did. An easier suggestion was if it pulls from reserves until you have none, and then it generates from, thin air until you miss.
Okay,
that would have been a better compromise.
But why even do that? Why even give us back the year 1 pre-nerf version if they were just going to ultimately nerf it? Because they knew what happened in D1. And they knew the same thing as far as the ammo economy was going to happen in D2. So why not just give it to us in the already nerfed version instead of letting us have it the way we loved it and then taking it away again, just like D1?
Well, motivation and money. People were motivated to get it, and they got a whole bunch of money from the ornaments and stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Bungie has to promote the crap out of good things while they're good.
So it's just like a gotcha, like what we were talking about before?
Yeah, I mean, like, they have to get people hyped, and they weren't going to get it with a nerfed Black Hammer. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, but look at how many people that they made angry doing that. I mean, look how many people quit Destiny.
Like nobody?
I mean, there was a lot, man. No, they've come back recently because all the changes that have been made. But after that nerf,
that's not the thing I think people quit Destiny over. The lack of if you're a PvP player, that's a reason to put Destiny on the shelf. But I don't think that would have been the straw. Maybe it was the straw that broke their back, but that was not the thing that was going to take them from a Destiny player to go, oh, never touching this again.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, Bungie's really good at making people upset, but people forget
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah, exactly. They'll move on to the next thing. So, are you super excited about Google Stadia going all in on the Stadia when it comes out in November?
No. I'm
But
kind
why?
of worried about how the ping is going to be and how the latency will affect Destiny 2 in PvE and PvP. Because I mean, if there's a Destiny 2 cheese that only works on Stadia, I will buy it. I will buy it. I will pay the money. I'll pay the fees, the services, but otherwise, no.
But can't Stadia players only play with other Stadia players?
Yeah, it's like its
Right.
own console. So
And at that point, wouldn't it just
until we
be
get
basically PC?
crossplay, it's going to be its own thing.
Your
Yeah.
better computer speed,
it's
or
a worse
phone speed
version
than
of
that.
PC, but it's on the go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're playing on your Pixel phone and the other guy's sitting in his Google Stadia on his gigabit fiber, it's going to be good. Going to be interesting PvP matches.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't play PvP on a phone anyway. Let's be honest there, right? But PvE wouldn't be too bad, Just don't come into my raid if you're playing on your phone. That's all I
And what can I
ask.
tell you?
Well, you would all be on your phones because there's no crossplay.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but you can play on the PC in a browser though, or a laptop.
Yeah, you can play
in
on a
browser
laptop
on anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if they're gonna play on a laptop, they probably are gonna be playing the PC version.
Yeah.
Unless Google Stadia takes up less resources, right? We don't know how this is going to work just yet.
But yeah, it
So
should should take less resources.
Yeah.
But at the
Yeah,
cost
so
of
that
ping, is it worth it?
Right.
I'd rather
Yeah,
play low
yeah.
quality graphics and actually shoot my target.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. You're playing on somebody else's computer as opposed to your own computer.
But going back to the whole, if low quality graphics, and that takes away from a lot of the fashion aspect, right? You can't appreciate your own glory if it's on low graphics, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry, sir.
So I'm sure you've probably covered this. What platforms do you play on now, and are you looking? Once cross save, keep having cross save, not cross play. Once cross save becomes a thing in September, are you looking to swap platforms or add additional platform, or just going where the cheeses take you?
I play on Xbox, so I'm gonna stick with Xbox.
Like a good man should. Excellent.
Can't believe you even put in number 27. That's just shameful. That
That's
came from
Parody's
Parody,
question.
didn't it?
It did.
I knew it.
How many edge transits do you have?
Yes.
It's an important question. Have you made an entire suit of armor of edge transits? Do you fly around in a giant edge transit ship? These are the important, hard-hitting questions we're here to ask.
I don't think that's it, man.
I usually keep one for infusion fodder if it's max, It's like just search for edge transit, like, oh, there I go. Infuse up.
Right.
So what was your first cheese that you used in Destiny?
Actually, hold on. Kind of build on that.
okay.
I'm sorry. What was the first cheese you ever discovered?
I have no idea.
You have no idea? What was your favorite cheese that you discovered? Or is that also you have no idea?
Yeah.
One that you found out. You didn't hear from somebody else, but you were just like, hey, this is interesting. Let's see if this works, kind of thing.
Well, I went through all the strikes in Destiny 2, and I was finding cheeses for the boss for high score nightfalls because the lost sector farming was a really good way to get points, but it didn't mean you're going to finish the run before getting sent to orbit. So
Right.
Having the nightfall cheeses really fine-tuned the ability to get high scores. And so finding those was a really good thing in the early days for a lot of people.
So you're talking about where you killed the boss and then immediately died? You lost a little bit of score, but you can get the score back? Or which cheese are you referring to?
I'm talking about hiding spots for the areas in the boss room and leading up to the boss room so that you could complete the strike without extinguish kicking you to orbit.
Gotcha.
At like handicap 50.
You only played handicap 50?
Well, back then 50 was max.
Do you remember the nightfalls that you had to jump to all the different blooming rings to get the time? That was annoying. But I think some
Yeah,
of
you
those
could
things
cheese
that they should bring those back.
You could cheese those so hard. There's no way they'd bring that back.
I think I vaguely remember you putting out a couple of videos on that.
Yeah. I mean, that was easy 2.5 minute gain, just resetting the area and then going through the rings
Yeah,
again.
that was it. Yeah, I remember now. So Parody asks, is there anything that you're still chasing in Destiny, like an exotic, a weapon drop, ship, ghost shader, anything like that?
I mean, there's a few things I don't have, but I don't feel obligated to get them right now because I mean the new catalysts and stuff, they're slowly releasing those, but none
Ooh,
really catch my
okay.
eye. Like the game files have a lot of those catalysts, but I really want the Astrocyte verse. I think that'd be fun.
It would be fun. What do you use bows at all? You probably don't, huh?
I like the Valentine's Day bow, and I got the ornament for it. It changes the reticule to like a little heart, and
Yeah.
it's really fun, really fast.
So you don't use any exotic bows, and you couldn't care less about exotic catalysts for the bows?
I use a Wish Ender occasionally because it's a really lazy bow.
Lazy bow. All right.
I mean, you just body shot something, they're dead.
Yeah, that's true.
And I got a kill tracker
yeah.
on it, so that's always fun.
Kill tracker. I've killed 4 people with this bow. All right. That's
So,
all I have
do you
for
spend
that.
a lot of time trying to work out some of the cheeses or testing them out before you put out your videos? Or do you just do people send you the videos going that this is what it is and a video of it or a description and then you put a video out? Or do you kind of fine tune them sometimes?
A lot of leads and stuff, people like, oh, I found this and that, and they don't pan out. They almost always never pan out. Like,
So you actually do the research and you test it before
yeah,
you make a video.
I have to. I spend so much time testing, ideas that I have or other people have, or they think that this is how something works, and then I go and I'm like, okay, so this is a potential cheese factor right here. I'm going to, mess around with it for a bit, see what I can come up with, and see if what they're saying matches up with, something beneficial or something not so beneficial. Because there was someone that came to me and they found an exploit that, was actually an exploit, but it wasn't as beneficial as it sounds. Like it sounded great, but then there was drawbacks to doing it that made it not worth it.
Can you give details on that, or it's just not even worth it?
I mean, it's not even worth it.
So, is there
Fair
any cheese that you thought should be patched and didn't let the community know? So something you came across and went, no,
Something
or
you
just
kept to
like,
yourself
I'm going
and
to
it's
report
like,
this to
hey.
Bungie and just go, this needs to be fixed. I'm not even going to put this out.
That's the Cheese Forever Patreon level 4 subscription. If you subscribe now, you can get the secret cheeses he only tells you and nobody else.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't tell people about cheeses, they last longer if they're really broken. But those are the types of cheeses you definitely want to tell people. So I haven't really withheld anything other than the fact that I don't have time to tell every exploit in the game.
Right.
But I mean, the problem with that is the PvP exploits. Like there are PvP exploits that I know about, like mountaintop farming, and rigging the matchmaking and farming all these PvP triumphs and getting easy legend status on your competitive. And I don't talk about that because that's not something.
Hold on, no. Let's back up a second.
Likes.
Hold on. So how do you get the easy legendary on the competitive?
You just matchmake the same teams over and over.
Yeah, but how do you do that?
But you would have to manipulate your network.
There's a lot of fiddling.
Yeah, jump on your PC on your
So
Asian
would you
servers.
say that I live in like the Netherlands?
Yeah, if you live in the
Can I get the
Netherlands
2 people that play?
and your friend lives in the Netherlands and you queued up at the same time, the odds of you matchmaking together would be incredibly high.
Oh, we knew that already.
So
Okay,
if you both had your own teams, you could potentially throw matches together.
Yeah, but who's going to be the guy to throw away his KD?
I think you just take
Who's
it in
the better
turns, don't
friend?
you?
You just make fake
Yeah.
accounts. That's all it would take.
Ah, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. So same thing we try to do when trying to
With
get into person
Australia?
elders together or trying to get into certain areas. We'd have we've got 2 folks in the clan, Detrick and Frosty. They live in the same house. We're like, all right, both of you load into this area. Keep doing it until it puts you into the same instance that we'll join on
The
you.
same as
So
EP
same thing-
lobbies.
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
yeah, exactly. Same as EP lobby. Yeah, and anything that's geographically okay, you're in sort of the same area. There's a bunch of us in the same geographic area in the clan. It's like, all right, let's all load in here. Eventually, it's going to put 2 of us in the same lobby. Once we get there, we can grab everybody else in.
So speaking of, like, how is your honor system as far as, hey, I found a cheese, not an exploit, not a glitch. Well, okay, not a glitch, a cheese / exploit. Hey, I found a way to kill this boss easier. I found this little hiding spot that'll help me do this better. Right? So what is your view on you taking the time to find these things and then Bungie patching them? Do you think they're things that should be patched, or they should just be left alone as long as they're not game breaking?
I think Bungie will only waste their time patching seriously broken things, so I'm perfectly fine with how they're doing it.
All right.
So you're going to Respawn's neck of the woods down to Guardian Con. Is this your first time going?
Yeah, this is my first.
Cool. So are you going as a content creator or just a guy showing up and hanging out?
Do content creators get special treatment?
I think you get like special passes into areas that normal people can't get into or something.
Okay, yeah, that's not me.
Okay.
Yeah, don't know. Me neither.
Yeah,
So,
and then you get special footage.
I think you get a
if
hug
they have
from
something behind the
Gathalion
scenes or
and
whatever, you get
Roman as
footage.
well. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think
you get double the
they try and
double
keep
the
me away.
rations.
Try to keep you away. Why ever would they do that?
Because I break their game. Why would they give me a special pass to
No,
break their
I
game?
think you enlighten the
'Cause why
community
not?
so that everybody's aware of what's going on, rather than just like a select few that keep it to themselves. I think that's what's really nice about your channel, is that as soon as there's something that's definitely there that everybody can do, you put it out for us and share it with everyone in the community, regardless of their skill level or
Yeah. A lot of exploits are not skill related. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so given the amount of time, I'm just curious. Given the amount of time you spend, looking at these exploits and vetting these exploits, Bungie's hiring QC people. Would you ever think about, hey, applying to work at Bungie, doing quality control and testing? Is that anything you have any? I don't know what you do during your day.
Because I would kill his channel because he couldn't be the quality tester. Say, oh my god, I found this bug. Hey guys, guess what? I found this bug. He'd be fired immediately.
Yeah.
He's like, why did you tell everybody? Because why not?
I would not be good at my job.
Fair enough.
So, aside from Two Titans and a Hunter, obviously, what other content creators and streamers do you enjoy watching, listening to, etc.?
I like watching Glitch Tutorial on YouTube. He does a lot of unique content, and he goes around and he does a lot of out of maps and stuff, but occasionally he has some really good, solid exploits. And
So, like,
Crush T on
get
Twitch.
out of the map. That way, nobody can kill you, but you can still win.
Yeah, he does
kind of thing?
those.
Jeez. Okay. And you were saying something else. I'm sorry.
Crush T on Twitch. He was a former member of Redeem.
Okay. So you just like watching him play? That's it.
Yeah, I hang out in his chat sometimes, but I mean he's a really solid person and a gamer. He's really good. He does 2-mans and things like that.
Oh, okay. That's fair. I didn't know who that was, but okay, I got
Well, you'll
you
have
now.
to look him up now.
Yeah, we'll add those to the
Yeah,
show
I got
notes
you
if
now,
anybody
yeah.
else wants to check those guys out.
Definitely, because I don't have any friends, so most of the time I have to do things by myself. So if I can find one guy to do something with me, that would be really helpful, right? So aside from that, how can people follow you in the less creepy following you home from school kind of way?
YouTube, definitely YouTube. I also have a Discord and a Twitter.
Well, what's your name on YouTube for those that haven't heard of you before?
Cheese Forever.
Cheese Forever. And your Discord is what?
Cheese Forever, obviously.
Well, hey, you say obviously, But there's a lot of people we've come in contact with where their names and their channels do not match up.
Yeah, if
Same.
you want any links to those, I should have them in the description of all my
I think I've
videos
got a
now.
copy of them all.
Absolutely. No,
Yeah, I've got them all.
Demon will definitely hook you up with that. How can strange people who think they have a cheese for you showcase to get in touch?
They can do email or Twitter, or Discord.
And all that is cheese forever? Is it like cheeseforever@gmail.com?
Well, my Twitter is Postulio23.
Okay. See, I would have looked for cheese
But it
forever
probably
on
would
the
have come
Twitter.
up.
See,
Yeah,
I'd
probably
probably
forever,
come up.
obviously.
It'd probably
It's
come
less
up.
obvious.
You open your internet machine, you type in cheese forever,
How many
and
hits
then
do you
hit
get?
search, and then you're going to find him, and you're going to find people talking about actual cheese. If they're trying to ship you blocks of cheddar, they're not the right people.
Listen, I thought we've already discussed, Parody, that I make the internet. I don't know how to use the damn thing. Okay, leave me alone.
You can't be helped. Then I'm sorry.
I know. It's a thing. It's a thing. So that I think is all the questions we have for him. Now, you were saying something about getting him in on the rant or something?
So the big thing in the TWAB this week was the Merengue chest loot is going to be no more. Bungie say when Season of Opulence began, they watched as players quickly discovered a bug in how the Menagerie final chest grants rewards. Players began to race out of the area and back to the chest as fast as they could to get as many rewards as possible before being sent back to orbit. It felt reminiscent of when players were farming treasure keys for the chests on their Sparrow leading up to House of Wolves. And that's back in Destiny 1. So consider this an error in your favour, they say, that they haven't rushed to fix. But the loophole will officially close with the patch on July 9th, and after July 9th, there'll only be one opening of the chest per completion. So they say, until then, we invite you to take advantage of this all you like. Grow fat with strength. So let the rant begin. Okay, Cheese. So what happens nearly every week, Respawn has a topic that he picks apart and has a little bit of a rant about. And this week, I thought he'd be interested in discussing the Merengue or Menagerie chest loot. Menagerie chest
Menagerie.
loot that's currently going on, that's going to be patched on the 9th of July. But he doesn't seem to be that bothered about it this week. But I thought maybe you'd be interested in kind of discussing that, whether you think it should be patched or if there's a different way that it should be worked out of how many chests that you should get. I mean, what are your views on it?
I think it's a little bit unfair, because PC people can obviously loot the chest more than non-PC people, and I think the whole system wasn't designed that way, so I can understand them patching it. I can't be mad about that, but there could be more incentives to get extra loot than just having a random chance from your chalice upgrades.
Okay.
I think
so. Why do you think they give you such a long timer if it wasn't specifically to get these extra chest things? Because that's why I thought. That's why I wasn't really bothered by it. They give us a 230-second timer.
I believe that timer was meant to get the lore.
Yeah, I thought it was something to do with that because on the first time I did it, I just ran around the whole ship. I didn't realize that you could come back and open the chest again.
Yeah, but you can get the lore as you're going through, right? Because you're only timed during the activity. You're not timed between activities.
There's joining allies.
If everybody goes to the next area, yeah. But if everybody's looking for lore, then you don't have a time restriction. So again, initially that's what I thought as well. But I'm like, well, if you're in a party of 6 or whatever, then you all know, hey, I'm looking for the lore. You don't have a time limit.
I can understand that now, but later on in the season, nobody's going to be wanting to wait for other people.
Oh, okay. All right, I can see that. But yeah, I mean, I just thought it was I thought it was part of the game. Hey, they're letting you loot it as many times as you want because it's not a free loot. That's another thing that I thought that it was intended, right? Because you have to spend tokens every time.
If you spend one and you get refunded one, you're actually not spending any. So
if you spend one, yes, but if you're farming for a specific weapon, you're most likely not just spending one.
But they're a dime a dozen.
Yeah, you make a fair point, but again, you are putting forth some kind of currency to open this chest repeatedly. So that's why I thought they're like, oh yeah, well, we don't care. You can open it as many times as you have tokens for. There
There's
you
no
go.
way.
And you have a time limit.
They would not just. They did not expect people to find it. That wasn't planned. There's no way I could see Bungie planning that out.
No. I mean, there was an interesting video that you did about getting extra shards, wasn't there? You do your one token, you open the chest, you dismantle the item, you open the chest again, dismantle the item.
Yeah,
because you keep
it's
getting
free legendary
you keep getting that
shards.
token back, or the rune back. Yeah,
The
so
rune.
you're constantly getting a purple item that you can then just dismantle. So that was really interesting. I'll link that in the video links below. But I think a couple of things I've seen on Reddit, people have asked for maybe can we just open 3 chests? And there was a tweet by Bife, my name is Bife, saying, as an example, you get 1 chest for 5 encounters completed in a fail state, 2 chests for 3 to 4, and 3 chests if you've completed 2 with a flawless victory, and so on and so forth. So would you think something like that would be a little bit more, halfway between 1 chest and the amount of chests that people are getting now?
I think that would be a compromise because people are being spoiled. Like, honestly, having curated drops at all, like, it should be 1 per run in that regard, because people are so spoiled right now. They don't know how hard it is to randomly go and try and get that last powerful drop to hit max when they can just load up the menagerie. Like, oh, I need boots. Boom, done. Like, people are being spoiled, and they don't want Bungie to take that away.
But only the first drop is powerful, though.
3. First
if
3
you've unlocked your
drops.
chalice.
Oh, so if you
Are you still on 1?
Like, that's incredibly generous.
Yeah, I filled up all my other ones before I got to that one. So, yeah. You got to keep in mind, I'm only using 2 characters. I'm not using my 3rd character. So, but yeah, okay. So, only 1 chest per completion. Oh, yeah. Well, that's basically it. We've covered the rant already, because there was really no rant this week, to be honest, because I didn't have a problem with it.
Fair enough.
So
this week at Bungie for the 27th of June 2019, Bungie say this week the Lumina quest becomes available for all annual pass owners, and they're excited to see the Guardians wielding this weapon to support each other in combat. And they don't want to spoil too much, but you should expect to start your hunt for this weapon in the EDZ. Now, they say they don't want to spoil too much, but we're going to spoil some stuff later. So there will be timestamps in the descriptions for you to either listen to or bypass. We have a rough guide of what we think the quest steps are from some data mine stuff on Reddit. So, yeah.
Also, I'm offended that you give them the option to skip things. No, you're going to listen to the whole podcast. You're not going to skip anything. You know why? Because you should be listening to us on Podcoin right now. And the more you listen to us, the more cash back you get.
And we make super long episodes, so you're getting all that sweet cash as we put out
that's a good
sweet
point.
minutes of content. I mean,
we
honestly,
don't make long episodes because we failed to
listen.
edit. We make long episodes so that you cash in that money. Booyah!
Exactly. I mean, you could listen to a shorter podcast. You could throw on something that's 20, 30 minutes, maybe something daily, or you can listen to us, and that's like 2 to 3 solid hours of Podcoin money a day.
To
really,
be fair,
put
though,
it on repeat, play it over and
after
over
listening
again.
to me, they
get
need
them
some
over
kind
and
of
over.
monetary compensation. Let's be honest.
This is true. Please download your No One Respawns in Real Life Podcoin bonus app. It'll give you twice the number of Podcoins. No, it won't really. For listening to Respawn rant and scream about things.
Right, dude. They should put in a code that just says not necessarily. You know how you have the 2 Titans. I'm not saying it should just be Hunter, but it should just be like Respawn rant, something like that, right? A special promo code that gives you extra points for listening to me.
if you come down on the side of the Hunter, use the code Respawn Rants. If you come down on the side of Sanity, use the code 2 Titans, and we'll see who has a better code and how many people click on it.
See, listen,
is 0 and 3.
I would argue that fact, but I mean, let's be honest, he's right. If you're playing Hunter, there's something wrong with you to begin with. So, as much as I want to argue that point, I don't really have any basis to stake a claim on. So,
the Peregrine Greaves are a lot of fun. Did you see Bungie's movie of the week? This man is my new best friend.
Oh, that was the movie of the week. I just thought that guy was a genius. By the way,
Well, he is, but yeah, it was also Bungie's the first movie of the week was the Peregrine Greaves 2, the I can't remember what he called it now. The Grievening, something like that.
Yeah, the grieving,
From
the
it- yeah.
griefing, I think is what it was.
Oh
The
yeah,
griefing.
Peregrine Greaves 2, the re-grieving.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it is.
Man-at-Arms.
The yeah, and his name. Did you just say it? Man at Arms.
Yeah, Man-at-Arms. Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
I feel a very strong kinship with this man running
For
around.
real, man.
kicking
He should
everything in the
totally,
face.
with an attitude like that. Like he should totally be 100. Just the way he describes things, it's I don't know.
But you can't kick people in the face when you're a hunter. And
No.
his
I'm not
synthesis
talking about what he
video
does. The
is also
speech
just
that
as
he
beautiful.
uses, the hilarity that he phrases things, I think is amazing. I mean, I think the guy's a genius. Like, if you guys don't know who this guy is, watch his channel. I've already watched like 5 or 6 of his episodes of his channel, and I had to turn it off because I was literally laughing so hard that my chest was beginning to hurt, and I woke up my son more than once. So I couldn't watch it anymore right now. But I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna watch it later when I have some time to kill because that dude is hilarious.
Yeah. Go watch
He's
Man-at-Arms.
absolutely genius.
He has 4,443 subscribers. We need to get that to at least 4,444 by the end of this. Come on.
He's only got 4,000? Really?
Yeah, only 44, 43 right now. So see, if he gets a huge boost this week, it's not from the Bungie movie of the week. It's from us. Clearly, we are to blame for all of this.
We are, man, and he is a genius. I subscribe to him. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm definitely gonna watch that guy more.
Yeah. We'll put the link in the show notes. You know, if you can't find it from the Bungie TWAB, find it from our site. Tell them we sent you.
Also, that was one hell of a tangent. What the hell?
No, we're sticking to the This Week at Bungie. It's at the bottom of This Week at Bungie. So
it's all
but we went from that guy to earning more money from listening to us or me specifically, and just then the hint. I don't know.
So
Whatever.
professionally done. We know what we're doing. It's all written down.
Right.
It's all integrated.
You know how some people have a train of thought. Whenever I think of our train of thought, that Ozzy Osbourne song "Crazy Train" is the first thing that pops into my head. You know.
So, Respawn, would you like to take us through the beginning of This Week at Bungie and
the beginning of the end? Ha 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 ha.
What Bungie are talking about with the Grimoire Anthology Volume 2?
Sure. Okay, so the Grimoire Anthology, man, you know what? I'm going to tell you, this is difficult for me to say with how my mouth is shaped. So, Grimoire Anthology, that was difficult. Okay.
Pleasure.
Starting next week on July 2nd, you can start pre-ordering the Destiny Grimoire Anthology Volume 2, Fallen Kingdoms from the Bungie store.
I just saw that there's a warlock consulting the Book of Armaments to find the Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch. That's all I'm seeing here.
Whoa, wait, what? Hold on. Let me read ahead. Hold up.
Let him finish.
The book will ship in October. We will also be offering a new Consult the Archives emote in the Eververse store for all of you lore lovers out there. If you choose to purchase this emote in-game and are signed up for the Bungie rewards, you can receive a 20% discount offer for the Destiny Grimoire Anthology Volume 2 Fallen Kingdoms. Okay, I'm good. You just need to visit the bungie.net/rewards and redeem your discount starting on July 2nd at 10 a.m. PDT. You will have until 11:59 p.m. on July 9th to redeem this limited time offer. And for all of those out there, and by all of those, I mean probably the one person that doesn't already know, there is charitable endeavors going on right now. Last week, we had the honor. Wait, that's not we.
Not us. Bungie.
Okay, last week, Bungie had
We
the
have no
honor
honor.
in participating in the annual Guardian Con charity marathon. They were overwhelmed by the generosity from players showing up in huge numbers to support a great cause. In the 4-hour block, apparently us as gamers raised $406,000 for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. And the grand total for the week was 3.7 million. That's about one MRI right there. Okay. Thank you so much to everyone who participated and donated. It was truly amazing seeing gamers come together to help others. We have given out the Bungie Bounty emblems and are currently working on giving out all of the other emblems and prizes from the charity stream. We're not done yet. You know, I keep saying we. Look, in this section, guys, whoever's listening, whenever I say we accidentally, that's actually Bungie, right? So our, master editor over here didn't bother to edit out the we and put in Bungie for whatever reason. So this
Don't
is actually
go see-
Bungie saying it. This isn't us. We didn't do anything.
Everyone, please find No One Respawns in Real Life on Xbox. Ask him for your Bungie bounty emblem. He has them. He's hoarded them all for himself.
Don't do that. Look,
He's
some of
got
you
all
guys
of
are
them.
already messing with me over the crap that he says. Don't do it. You better stop.
I love you all. Thank you.
No, you stop it
You're all
right
my
now.
favorites.
He needs
Okay.
more hugs. He needs more messages. He needs more bands.
Yes.
Wait, what?
you.
No. Hold on.
Two out of three at least.
Yeah, wait.
I'll let you pick.
No,
which
not
two.
2 out of 3. The first 2, maybe. Not the last one.
Definitely more
Okay.
hugs.
We've given out Bungie bounty, yada yada yada. Okay, Bungie's not done yet. Damn it. They have another opportunity coming up for you to help more little lights and grab an emblem as a thank you from us to your continued support. For your continued support, because I can literate. They are excited to announce today that for the first time they are they are inviting us to support the Bungie Foundation in our own work to make sure the world a better place.
It's for the kids. That's all you need to
There's
know.
no sure in there. It just says to make the world a better place through the iPads for Kids
see.
program.
Yeah, what he said.
It's all for the
Damn, this
kids.
I'm trying to I'm reading the we and the I and the us, and I'm trying to circumvent it in my brain. That way I can just say it.
Well, I don't understand
Fluidly.
because you
No,
just
just
explained
read it.
in like a 5-minute rant to say, "Oh, this is Bungie, not we. Don't do this. I do that." Blah 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 blah. And then you've gone and tried to
Yeah.
do it in your head anyway.
Because I'm still
mixing
trying.
yourself up.
Because I'm trying to make it seem proper. Trying and failing. Okay. So they're excited to announce that today, for the very first time, they're inviting us to support the Bungie Foundation in their own work to make the world a better place through the iPads for Kids program. Between now and July 14th, they are asking us to raise $77,000 by making a donation. By contributing, you will play a direct role in providing hospitalized children with age-appropriate and therapeutic entertainment for distraction, play, and a sense of normalcy while they're facing some tough and scary illnesses. But why would they give them iPads? Android is so much better. You know what? It is. If somebody gave me an iPad, I would say it is against my religion to use anything Apple related, sir. If you could please bring me an Android, that
I
would
don't
be
think kids
great.
care when they're really sick.
That's a fair point. Donors who contribute $50 or more between now and July 14th at 11:59 p.m. PDT will receive a unique redeemable code for the System of Peace emblem. Is that the one with the heart?
Yes.
That is
Okay.
the one with the heart, which will go really well with the hug emote. I feel like this is a tandem you should use together.
Okay, I support the fact that you guys should get the heart emote. I'm sorry, heart emblem. Right? Oh my God, there's a heart emote too from Valentine's Day. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. And you should use all of these when you walk up to Respawn,
No, I
offering him
knew that was
hugs and
coming.
blowing him
No,
kisses and
mm-mm,
hearts.
mm-mm.
It's for the
Okay.
kids, man. It's for the kids.
It's for
Every
the
time
kids,
so-
but you don't have to hunt me down for the kids.
Yeah, you do have to hunt Respawn down for the kids. Oh, we're one of us independently wealthy. We could have absolutely done like a Respawn bounty saying find Respawn.
Ooh, you know what?
And giving away some sort of next year we'll have to figure something out. Community, people who listen to us, give us ideas. What can we have people do? Hunt Respawn down and do something, and we will give you some sort of bizarre 2 Titan and a Hunter prize. We will figure this out.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. No, I wouldn't do that. What I would do is I would say for every person that hunts me down, and because not a lot of people have the hug or heart or whatever, right?
That's
but any
their
person
fault.
that hunts me down, and either tries to give me a hug or shows the heart emote or shows the heart emblem, I will donate $1. Personally.
Ooh.
Yep.
For everyone?
For everyone that hunts me down. Now,
Okay.
it can't be the same person more than once, though. So don't just
Okay.
keep finding me over and over again. Right?
Seems fair.
Does it count if we try and get the whole clan to do it? Because there's about 100 members.
We have a man who can rally
I don't know,
the
because they
entire
can
continent of
literally,
Australia
just
to come
track
after
me
you.
down.
So
Yeah.
he has that kind of power.
Oh, I have an idea.
What's that?
If, let's say, if 50 people hug you and you have to donate the $50 to Bungie, why don't we
Right.
give the emblem away as a prize?
How can
There we
we
go.
do that? I don't know how to
Well,
give
you'll
away
get the
an emblem.
code.
Yeah, it was just a code. Yeah, we can give the code to someone.
You'll get the code, and then we could give it away as a prize at some point.
All right, that works.
So it's a good game for our listeners to play. Hunt you down. You donate some money. If we get to $50, you get a code that we can then use as a prize to give to somebody.
Yeah.
Right.
Hunt Respawn down. Take a clip. Take a screenshot. You know, we're gonna need some sort of proof because you can't trust Respawn to remember things.
No,
honestly,
he's not
you can't trust any of us to remember things because.
Also, if you don't have an emote to let me know to look at your emblem, right? Send me a message. Say, hey, look at my emblem. If you're in the same lobby that I am, right? And then I'll track you down. I'll look at your emblem, and I'll get the screenshot that I need, right? And I'll like jot it down somewhere.
Or just take a screenshot where he's in the same lobby as you with your heart emblem.
You know, because they could just take a screenshot without me knowing.
That's fine as long as you're as long as you're there.
But I won't know that they've sent me something. They could just take a screenshot and not send me anything, and I don't know that they've done it. Right? I can't contribute if I don't know that they've seen me.
Okay.
Right?
Take your clip of your screenshot. Hit us up on Twitter. Send us an email. Send us an Xbox Live message. We'll compile them all.
Or send me a message of the screenshot. There you go. That way I can see who they are, where they are,
and
I can go talk to them. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Besides, and really, I think we should throw this. You know, if 50 people manage to do this, those are the 50 people we're going to put in this drawing for this emblem. Because I feel like you need to at least try to contribute.
And we can do it up to 3 times, right? So each one of us can donate the $50, or if they find me, I donate the $50, right? But I can only get one code for that. I can't donate another 50 and get another code. So each
very true. So
one
look,
of us.
yeah, there we go. If you're in the US East, Xbox Live servers, look for Parody. Look for No One Responds in Real Life. If you're in the UK, look for Night Demon. Hunt us down, blow us kisses, give us hugs.
I only have to pay $39.36 apparently. Oh, sorry, not 30. I only have to pay £39.36 to equal your $50 apparently in the conversion rate.
All right. So you slackers over in the UK, only 37 people need to hunt him down. We're not going to
39, just 39.
39, okay,
I'll put your 36 pence.
39 people. I mean, unfortunately, we won't include Andy because it would be like 400 people having to hunt him down to do this in Australia. But at least, okay, hunt us down, hug us, send us emotes. I really want to have a show next week where we just show nothing but all of the clips and screenshots we've gotten of people hunting us down, hugging us down. Something, I don't know. There's
hugging us down.
Yeah,
we're all going to go to the pleasure barge. We're going to have our treasure chest. We're going to have a big hug fest. It'll be great.
Yeah, let's donate some good money to kids that need it.
For the kids. Just remember, it's for the kids. Ignore everything else we've said. For the kids. It's too bad this isn't going out a little before Guardian Con, because all those Guardians are going to be in his local area. Within like driving distance of his house, I assume, because they're all going to be in Orlando. Con. Yeah, they're all going to be in Guardian Con, hanging out down there. So, I mean, you're in Respawn's backyard. I'm not going to say go to Respawn's backyard. I don't know where he lives. Don't go to his house. Don't go to his house. Don't try to hug him in real life.
I mean, you can, but you might have an angry wife to deal with. Just random. Can you imagine just random people coming up and hugging me? Who's that? I have no idea.
I have no clue. Why did that man hug you, take a picture, and run away? Honey, I have no idea. Yeah. The internet's a strange place.
It's not me. The internet's a strange place. This isn't the internet. We're outside. You know what? Just roll with it, babe.
Oh, it's all the internet.
Yeah.
It's all in the
world is the internet. Yeah.
Are you familiar with Pokemon Go? This is Respawn Go.
Oh God, no! That is not a thing. Don't you start that nonsense.
No. Do not find Respawn. Do not look for Respawn. Do not track him down. Do not go to his house. Do not compliment him on how good he looks. Do not find his Jeep. Do not ask him why he watches Twitch while he drives. Do not do any of these things.
Listen, accurate. So moving on. Okay, so exact distribution date will be announced to all donors after the fundraising event ends. P.S. Look out for some exciting additions to the Bungie store next week, complete with exclusive Bungie Foundation merchandise. Yay!
So,
sounds something.
Parody has known issues that Parody loves to do, and he does it with his theme music.
I do have a lot. I have a lot of known issues. I don't think we have time really to cover all of my known issues, but we can at least
Just cover the Destiny ones then.
Yeah, the issues I've been having in Destiny.
Okay.
So, again, same disclaimers before. We as Two Titans and Hunter are investigating nothing, but we as Bungie are investigating an issue where players who earned the Year 1 Iron Banner ornament cannot apply them to the Iron Banner Season 7 armor.
What?
Which is devastating, because that's the entire point. I've been running around. I'm sort of like a small child who's gotten his favorite shirt. I've put my full Samurai Titan armor back on, and I have not taken it off all week. I'm running around in it, and I'm never taking it off because it is beautiful. So apparently,
I mean, to be honest, we've only got the two options. You got Samurai or Seashells.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, you could be Seashell King and try to sell seashells by the seashore.
But why?
But you can't. You need to be a samurai. It's way more important to be a samurai. It looks good. So apparently they're also investigating reports where the Ifrit Eats gift triumph sometimes doesn't increment when an Iron Banner packages are claimed. I'm guessing that's the one that's claimed 50 Iron Banner packages or whatever it is. If it's not counting, that seems
I think
like a
it's
problem.
15 packages, isn't it? Not 50.
It's some number of packages. Look it up. You people have the internet. They're also investigating an issue where players meet.
We're here to inform you, but go look it up.
I can only do so much. I'm with two other hosts that are not currently, talking to the people that have keyboards and internet in front of them. They're not helping me out at all.
We are helping you out. We're giving you directions.
Also, I'm getting good help here.
Also, I kind of zone out when you're talking, so I don't even know what I'm supposed to be looking up.
Okay, I've gone to Light GG, the arbiter of all things.
Light.gg.
Nope, it's Light GG. There's no dot. We've gotten rid of the dots.
No, it's
Light.gg. After each gift, collect Iron Banner packages in a single season is 50. 0 of 50, 50.
Okay, I do apologize. I'm sorry.
So saith the great sage, Light.gg.
Thank you.
So it is 50 packages. So 50. So either way, they're investigating reports where sometimes the packages are not being claimed when you turn them in, so you will never get to 50. It will never be there for you. You will never have the triumph, and you will be sad. They're also investigating an issue where the Safe Haven Triumph. The Safe Haven Triumph is the one that is not being granted to unlock the Triumph in the Menagerie. So the Safe Haven Triumph. The new player Eververse packages. They're also investigating issues where new players can't claim This is one of these pleasure chests again. We're investigating an issue where new players can't claim packages from Eververse, which may or may not be an issue. It's hard to say. The Gyro Ghost Shell, Hero Ghost Shell, some sort of Sandwich Ghost Shell. We're investigating an issue where the shell always drops a Tangled Shore perk, but no other destination. So apparently this shell wants to live on the Tangled Shore and give you perks for that location only. It should
Sounds
be
like
doing
a
that.
good shell.
Yeah. The Mars Heroic Adventures. Players who do not see the Heroic Adventures in the director for the Mars Flashpoint should make sure they pick them up directly from Anna Bray in the Braytech Futurescape.
I think that was an issue last week, wasn't it? It wasn't showing up for anybody. I think even on
I think it showed up for
Houndish's video when he did the daily reset, it wasn't showing up.
Fancy. Cosmo will let the team know about the issues where friendly smoke grenades consume your melee energy if you have Khepri's Sting equipped. So apparently it should not do that because it's a hunter thing and, hunters. He also has some information about on competitive and turning off Wolfpack / disabling the Lord of Wolves. Cosmo says, we care about comp, but we can't turn the perk off for a certain activity or platform, so taking it away from everyone until the fix goes out is weighing heavily in their calculus. As Zook said, we'll continue to monitor and let you know if anything changes. So basically they're saying they can't turn off a certain perk on the gun. They can turn the whole gun on and off like they did with the Gambit Prime armor set or the Wave Splitter, but they can't say, here's a gun, we're going to turn off a perk or not, because they could have done that with the Prometheus Lens as well. So Lord of Wolves, here to stay. I didn't see a ton of people running in Crucible. Apparently on PC, tons of people have been running around with it, but Lord of Wolves here to stay till sometime later in the summer. And he also goes on to talk about cross-save. Cross-save will be free. If you want to play Shadowkeep content on multiple platforms, you will need to purchase it on each platform, though. For the Shadowkeep content. Remember, the game content before that, pre-Forsaken, all free in the new Light package. But if you want to play the new content, you will have to purchase that on every console or device you're playing it on. You can, however, use all your gear on any platform you have linked to your active account with First Light. The expansion ownership for Forsaken and Shadowkeep is tied to the platform store you purchased it on. So again, whatever account you're going to use as your one true account, for us it would be our Xbox accounts. Buy the content first on that account because that's going to unlock it for everything else. As far as the gear goes, you still have to buy the actual expansions if you're playing on PC or PS4, Google Stadia, whatever. And then VG, the technical art lead, has some talk about shaders, everyone's favorite subject. So on shaders and the unshadable parts on armor and changing that. He says, as someone who has worked on the gear rendering system for many years, I appreciate the feedback on the subject and have personally seen this given many times. I browse the subreddit daily, like many of my coworkers. I can't say that it is always, but very often these areas are a result of current technical limitations, artists' time to handle more time-involved workarounds of said limitations, and the concept of designs that continue to push into new territory, giving you all exciting new offerings. There are some fairly challenging technical hurdles to overcome, the combinatorial complexity that gear tends to carry that has made it harder than it may appear to do this. We are tackling a lot of things this year, as you're all starting to see. This means they can be harder to dedicate resources toward things like this until we're safely on the other side of some of these improvements. I don't intend for this to come off as an excuse, but rather a transparent explanation. Because, as my coworkers love to tell me, people don't care that games are hard to make. Our job is to get out of the way so you can enjoy spending time slaying gods, fighting the real endgame. Fashion.
Fashion is the endgame.
Because fashion is the endgame. We can do better here. So, he goes on to say, I can't make any promises on when that this will be, quote, solved immediately, but please trust when I say your feedback isn't falling on deaf ears. I personally, as well as many others, spend many of our weeks trying to devise the best path forward for addressing this type of thing systematically, but without starving the other game efforts of resources. Asking people to work on reasonable hours and not implementing short-term solutions will push the problem out a few months. Destiny is evolving as a live game now more than ever, and we are trying to make sure we don't hurt the foundation of our house in overcoming some of these hurdles. Thanks for listening. Please keep giving us your feedback. It is important. And for the latest known issues, go to the Destiny 2 Season of Opulence Known Issues thread, where they will give you all the information, they will stutter less, and they will actually provide you more valuable information than we have here. So go read their thread. It has better information than we do.
Lies. Nobody has better information than we do.
Also, they do say that they've got an article to celebrate Bungie Day on July 7th, so be on the lookout for that. And we'll be on the lookout for that because we'll have to report onto it next week on the show.
We'll be on the lookout because we have to be.
Well, no, I say we be on the lookout. I'll be on the lookout for it. I'll make notes, and then these two will read them. That's it.
Correct.
I mean, I didn't want to be the one to say it.
Someone
That's
said
not
the
true.
legwork.
I did want to be the one to say it, but you beat me to it.
So we have a breakdown of the Lumina quest, which is coming up this coming Tuesday on Reset. So if you want to skip forward, we will put timestamps in the show notes so that you guys know where to skip forward and back and whatever. But if you want to hear, carry on listening. If you don't, skip to where we've put the time code. So this quest comes courtesy of several sources, including Jinsa and Akrudent on Reddit, which we will link in the show notes. And on the original Reddit post, it includes text from various NPCs. We're not going to go over that here. We're just going to go over the basic steps for the quest. So just a side note, some of the steps might be out of order because this is data mined information. So we're not 100% sure, but the Reddit post is roughly sure these are the steps in order. So step 1 is find the location of the original thorn. So if you've already done the quest for the thorn in Destiny 2, you roughly know where you're going. So we need to return to where we first found the melted hunk of metal, which was the beginning of the thorn quest. And you found it in a campfire up on the EDZ. So again, you'll need to head to the Trossland in the EDZ. And north of the Trossland, it's the salt mines. So behind the church where Devram is sniping, make your way through the mines and you'll find a fallen transmat next to the broken elevator. So if you activate the transmat, this will transport you to the top of the hill where we first met Hawthorne. From here, you can move up the hill towards the purple barrier on the right and the guardrail on the left. If you move along the guardrail, you will see a cave entrance slightly up above you. If you jump up, you will find an abandoned camp. And in that camp, there'll be an extinguished campfire. There'll be a couple of tents laying around. So when you walked up to the campfire with the Thorn quest, you were prompted to sift through the ashes. So this could be the same, or it could be something else hidden in the camp. there is a string of text from the leak that says, "You've discovered a letter in the ruined campsite where you found the mangled thorn. The sender purports to be the legendary Shin Malfa, a supposed do-gooder with a complex approach to doing good. He claims he's entrusted you with the original thorn, a hateful weapon capable of permanently killing guardians." So maybe we are looking for a letter somewhere in the camp. Again, we don't 100% know. We're just looking at what's been in the leaks so far. Step 2 is defeat multiple enemy combatants in a row without reloading your weapon. So, as the step basically says, it's going to be multiple kills without reloading. Very similar to a couple of other quests that we've had to do. So, you're thinking maybe 3 or 4 enemies in a row and then reload. Step 3, complete activities with the rows equipped. So this sounds very similar to the Husk of the Pit that we had from Destiny 1. You had a very basic version of the gun and you had to use it to upgrade it. This sounds very similar. And it says complete activities through the solar system with the rows equipped. Fighting a fire team with other rose wielders grants the most efficient progress. So bounties, strikes, crucible and gambit. Step 4, destroy hive crystals in the Will of the Thousands and defeat Zol with the rows equipped. So again, you may have noticed some of the crystals that have been added to the Will of the Thousand Strike at the beginning of the area. So these will be what you need to destroy. And I do believe there are a couple of guides online for where the crystals are. A couple of YouTubers have prepared guides on where exactly to find all the crystals, because some of them may be hidden. They might not be straightforward to be just there on display. So it says you have to enter the strike, you have to have the rows equipped, and you have to destroy all the hive crystals to reclaim lost light, and you have to defeat Zol. Objectives must be completed in a single run through of the activity, and progress is not saved across multiple attempts. So you've got to do it all in one go, basically. Step 5 is defeat guardians with hand cannons as a team, generate orbs of light, and defeat invaders in Gambit before they kill your teammates. Step 6, complete a Nightfall Strike with a score of 50,000 or higher. Step 7, complete encounters at the Blind Well at any of the Black Armory Forges or in Escalation Protocol. An additional note for this step is that this could be part of Step 3, so just completing activities with the rows equipped. Not 100% clear at this moment in time. So if we have a quick look at what the Lumina perks could be, the potential perks for the Lumina might have been found by Funky Former over on Reddit. He found the following text strings that seem to line up with what the perks should be for the Lumina. Kills with this weapon leave behind a remnant, much like the Thorn. Absorbing the remnant converts your next hit-fired shot into an ally-seeking noble round and partially refills the magazine. Absorbing the remnant allows you to fire an ally-seeking noble round. Using a noble round on an ally heals them and grants both you and them a weapon damage bonus for a short duration. And I will link Funky Former's Reddit post on the Lumina perks in the show notes. So Respawn, there's a returning exotic pulse rifle.
Oh,
that you want to
it's
tell us
coming.
about, isn't there?
I don't know when it's coming, but it's
Possibly.
coming.
Anyway.
All right. So for those of you that have been living under a rock for I don't even know how long, Bad Juju exotic pulse rifle from D1 is returning? ? Of course it's coming, right? I mean, we've already found the catalyst, and I don't know when it's coming. I don't know if it's coming this next patch after that, at the end of D2, at the beginning of D3, whatever. Point is they found the catalyst and the data mining. So we know it's going to be a thing eventually, right? And didn't we already cover what the Bad Juju was in the previous podcast? Not the previous, but the one before that? Do we need to go over it again?
I think you've mentioned it, but I don't think you've covered what the data miners have uncovered.
All right, so they did in fact uncover the catalyst, right? And they also have some specs, if I'm reading this correctly, about what the weapon's going to have. And just give me a second. I need to increase the size of this because it's a little bit of living space.
Yeah. So in D1, it had a string of curses perk that would reload your weapon instantly and increase damage for a short time, as well as full auto hip fire.
Yeah, I don't see the full auto
other
thing,
stuff like
though.
that. So
man.
let's see what they're
Give me a
going to do with it
guys.
for next time. Maybe I'm looking at the Destiny tracker database for it in D1. Yeah, but the main thing was that string of curses perk. The getting the instant reload and your increased damage. So sort of like your
Right.
Huckleberry where it reloads.
But the Huckleberry reloaded a partial magazine before the catalyst and the full magazine after the catalyst. The bad juju by default reloaded your full magazine, right? So here's what they've data mined out of it, right? So it's going to have hammer forged rifling, which is going to increase the range flat out. It's going to have steady rounds. This is the magazine perk, right? The first one was a barrel perk, obviously. Second one, magazine perk. It increases stability, but slightly decreases range. Next is going to be hip fire grip. Obviously increases accuracy when hip firing. I don't know why they'd put that on a pulse rifle, but whatever. I'm hoping, because this isn't set in stone, right? They've data mined this info, but I'm hoping that's going to change, because I think hip fire grip on the bad juju would be kind of dumb. People might disagree. That's just my opinion. Short action stock. This weapon is especially easy to grip, greatly increases handling speed. And then the exotic perk is still at this point classified, but we're thinking it's going to be the string of curses from D1. After each kill, this weapon will reload instantly and increase damage for a short time. And when you get a kill with this gun, it gives you a bigger chunk of super back. Because you know how when you kill an enemy, you get a small chunk of super. This one, I think, triples that chunk. Don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure it's triple.
I think so. It was pretty significant in D1.
Yeah, definitely. So that's going to be a thing too. And there's a little note down here that says the information and figures are data mined, of the current retail build 2.5.0.3 and could change once the weapon becomes available. It's also not visible if bad juju will be the final weapon name. So it could be something else that just does the bad juju stuff. Point is, great gun. Yeah, the best juju. No, that's bad. The worst juju.
Best juju ever.
And we'll link the Jinsa Twitter post about bad juju, and Sacrifento on Reddit has provided some insight into the upcoming quest or possible quest for bad juju, and we'll link that in the show notes, because that's a possible spoiler. So if you don't want to read that, we'll just leave it there. But if you do, it's there.
Take your fingers in your ears going, la, 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 can't hear you.
As Cheese has been our guest this week, we've got a list of videos that he's put out in the last couple of weeks, and I will link those and his YouTube page in the show notes. So here's just like a breakdown of, I think, 10 that I've just picked out, that in the last week that are really cool. So we've got your face reveal video. So if anybody's interested in learning a couple more questions about you that you've answered, there's that one. Removing the timer from the heroic gauntlet. That was one that a couple of days ago you posted, which was really interesting. I think Respawn will like that. There's the increased glimmer trick that we talked about. And you did a breakdown of the heroic menagerie with, sorry, not menagerie. Menagerie. Tips and cheeses. Sorry, I keep calling it menagerie. Merengue.
I love the fact that we've gotten to the point where you can't say menagerie.
Merengue. It's Merengue.
And he can't say Merengue either. He can't say either one.
Right. You now can't say Merengue that you've been using for menagerie. We've gotten to the point where your literacy is just dropping. But by the end of this, we're just going to have to give you pictures and pictographs or something.
And there's about 3
that's all we're going to have left.
Crown of Sorrow raid tips and tricks that you've got, like the raid witch buff, the infinite shield break and one-man crystal break, and the jumping puzzle skip where you so you can do a flawless run. So I will link all those in the show notes. There's a couple more there. But we have a few more tips and tricks videos for you to look at and go over. We have Lucky 10p, formerly from Lucky and Butt Wipe, has a few new videos this week that are worth looking at, especially if you're looking to go into competitive or improving competitive skill. He has one video that highlights 10 noob mistakes that he sees daily. And he has another one which shows you glitches and sneaky spots that work in comp. And third, he has a side-by-side comparison of the submachine guns Callus Mini Tool from the Merengue from the Menagerie and the Pinnacle Crucial weapon, the Recluse. With the right perks, he says that the Callus Mini Tool can be a good alternative. So there's a good couple of videos for you to check out there. Also, if you are looting multiple chests in the next week and looking for a Godroll Erentil fusion rifle, then Fallout Plays put a video out about a month ago which I think we highlighted, but I can't be 100% sure. But here it is again for you if you need the link. Plus, he also has a God roll guide for the beloved sniper rifle, if that's your loot run for the next week. So there's 2 videos there. Then we have one by Esoteric, who's done a video showcasing his skill soloing the Merengue heroic run up to the final boss. So that's worth a watch. And then one for Respawn. Destiny Fun Police has an interesting video that he put out concerning Bottom Tree Striker on Titans. Not anything Respawn has been moaning about in the last couple of weeks, I might add, but it has to do with the trample and the super lasting forever and ever in PvP. That's worth a watch. And then finally, the Booker Man has been back in touch with us, and he would like to point out something to share with the community, courtesy of Twitter, with @SilentWalker_. He's made all D1 emblems, well, as many as can fit into mobile and desktop wallpapers, and he's also made a start on D2 emblems, and we will link those in the show notes. Thank you very much to Bookerman for pointing that out. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to Alberto for reaching out to us via email. Thank you very much for your very kind words. And Big Shirley, who always likes our Instagram posts. So big shout out to you guys. Thank you very much for the feedback, and keep it coming in. We also have a handy website for you for your chalice. You can put in the item that you want, and it will show you the runes that you need to then input. It's a little bit easier than the last one that we highlighted, so that will be in the show notes. And CPair has an ultimate guide on what I have missed in Destiny 2, and this includes a graphic timeline, and that's a Reddit post which we'll link in the show notes. I think that's it. Thank you very much for coming on and answering all our questions and putting up with Respawn.
Being berated by our endless, just I can't even finish that sentence. Our endless nonsense, berating, I guess.
Yeah,
is a word.
Is there anything you'd like to add, Cheese?
Did you
Express your regrets.
Did you want to talk about some old cheeses that still work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What?
Just some older things that people forgot about.
All right, guys, bonus content.
And I'm guessing that
subscribe
you've got all these on your YouTube page, haven't you?
Yeah.
If you search for them or not. Okay.
Some things that I do more often, that aren't really locked to activities, would be things like quick scanning. Like, have you ever heard of quick scanning?
No.
Is that where you just open your ghost and you start running? That way you can see all the stuff?
No.
Okay, then no.
So if you're scanning anything in Destiny, like terminals and just lore pieces and things like that, your ghost kind of like flies into the object, is kind of like a nice little animation.
Yeah.
But that takes time. It takes about 2 seconds. So if you're scanning something in Destiny, you can double tap your ghost button when he's supposed to be flying into that object, and it will cancel that animation, and it'll save you about 2 seconds. And since every strike and things like that have you scan something, you can constantly save 2 seconds as you're playing the game.
Very nice.
So the actual scanning itself doesn't take less time. Just the ghost beginning the scan is what takes less time.
Yes, it cuts 2 seconds in between the pulling the ghost out of your hand and it flying into the object.
Gotcha.
And there's something that people are very argumentative about whether it's a cheese or not. There's those gifts of tokens from Crucible and Strike boons.
Sure.
How many tokens do you get from those?
3 or 5.
It should be 5. But
Yeah,
you can
okay.
actually use perks to increase how many tokens you get from those.
What?
Yeah, if you have like you save your stacks of these gifts of tokens, and then if you have a Vanguard gift, you can equip an exotic ghost with Vanguard scanner and even a planetary scanner, and then go on that planet and open them up, and you'll get more tokens.
So what's the max you can get from one opening if you have the planet scanner and the Vanguard scanner?
If you have the Vanguard scanner, which is an exotic ghost perk, and then a planetary scanner, and then you equip one of those Nightfall emblems for the strike you're in,
Okay.
they also gives you increased Vanguard tokens. You can get 7 to 8. Some people even reported they got 9 tokens in one gift.
What?
See, this is what you need, Parody,
that's
when
at
you
the
want to
begi-
get your service revolver.
Actually, he got a service
Hey.
revolver. You missed out on the news because you were Taka Demon.
Today, I finally got an actual service revolver from a strike to drop. I ran a Nightfall earlier, and I got the Mountaintop and the service revolver to drop from the event. Didn't buy from Zavala. Actually got it to drop for the first time.
You said you got the mountaintop to drop from a strike?
I'm sorry, not the Mountaintop. The Malicious Birthright. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Wrong M gun.
Like a Shadows
It's a
Farm.
super cheese.
I was going to be
coming
like,
to you
hey,
here-
cheese,
yeah.
guess what?
I've broken the game so severely. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, the Malicious Birthright. It had an M. I got it to drop, and then I jumped on to talk to you fine folks. I hadn't looked at it yet.
Fine, folks. He's obviously lying. Anyway.
And that also works with the Crucible scanner and the Crucible with your Crucible gifts, but you're not going to get as much because you don't have as many perks.
Nice.
That's fair. What else you got, man? Come on, give us all of the good stuff. Give me.
So, if you know, swords are kind of at an okay state. They just increase the ammo capacity, but they also increase the ammo cost. But swords actually swing faster with no ammo if you're next to an enemy by spamming the jump and swing at the same time. But with the right buffs, like surrounded and a surrounded spec sword, you can actually do more damage than if the sword had ammo in it.
Yeah.
You can actually stack buffs to, like, with Brawler
You see,
to make your sword kick some butt and, like, delete bosses.
See, I remember that now because you did that video, and that's what got me farming sword from the forge, is because somebody said, yeah, you can do more damage without any ammo. I'm like, what? And then I watched that video, and then that's what led me to get the sword from the forge that had the surrounded. I was like, oh man, this is amazing.
Yeah, the Striker Sure Hand. So would that also work with like the Synthesept or the Worm God Caress that buffs your melee damage?
Yes.
Nice.
Oh god. No, you should have said no.
We're
said no.
We're punching some things. Sorry, Peregrine Greaves, move over. We're punching some things with swords.
We're punching some things with. Speaking of which, sword ammo. That has always been an oxymoron to me. You have to have ammo to hit somebody with a sharp object. I'm sorry. What?
Well, you're hitting people with the energy of the hilt.
but if once you're out of the energy,
it should be sword.
The sword itself disappears.
It's like a lightsaber. You have to charge it up.
Yeah, because it's a fake. Yeah, it's a fake sword. You just have a hilt. That's what you're earning, and then you're imbuing it with your magical sword.
But see,
ammo.
at that point in time, it should look like a lightsaber. You shouldn't have a metal thing come out of the hilt. It should just be an energy of some kind, right? But by you putting a metal thing
enough.
there, you make it seem like, hey, this is a tangible thing, you know. And that's always throwing me off because I have this big metal blade that disappears when I'm out of energy, out of ammo. Like what? I can understand it doing less damage, but the blade shouldn't disappear. Come on, now.
Yeah, you should suggest that to Bungie. You should be like, rework your sword animation.
I have, and I got yelled at.
So that we can still have cool looking
Apparently,
swords.
I'm not allowed on the Bungie forums anymore for various reasons.
Oh.
He doesn't play well with others.
I don't play well with others. I really don't. Okay. But that one I did know, and that's a really cool one. I still use that to this day. That's why I still have my sword on, and it's good. You know, hey, I'm out of ammo. I'm out of special. There's a boss here. I'm gonna punch him with a sword hilt, and it's great.
And what's something that's become more commonplace now with all the new content is smaller gaps when moving between areas. I think Bungie puts those, they have to crouch walk through. I believe Bungie puts those because they need more loading time to load the next area and to cut down on people sitting at a loading time circle. They're putting these obstacles in Guardians' ways so that they can, artificially extend the transport between areas. And if you actually spam your jump button in those crouch spaces, you move faster.
Right.
And that's something that's been more helpful And there's other things you can do, like you can slide
But
into
don't you end
it
up loading anyway? If you go through too fast, don't you end up loading at the other
if
end
you have
anyway?
a crappy console, yeah. But you can
Parody.
slide into it, and you can slide and then hammer charge. And you can dodge in it, and there's other ways to increase your speed.
Nice. I didn't know that about the dodging.
And one that most people I don't think know about is like the salvage patrols. Do you know those patrols where they like drop something from enemy kills?
Yeah, sure.
They have those in missions sometimes, and different challenges, things like that. But you can get double drops by having other fire team members nearby.
Just them being nearby, no special anything. Just them being nearby.
If they're next to the enemy or next to you, it'll drop when the enemy is killed for each member of your fire team. So you can get those done 2 or 3 times as fast by just having people with you. Those are just some general tricks that could apply to everyone.
Yeah, and as you're saying this, we got Parody over here looking up, find the related videos and posting it here. He's just spamming him in our chat. I guess he's saving the links for later. But every time you say something, yeah, and every time you say something, seconds later, my phone goes. Bzz, 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 and it's the video. So there's that, I guess. Anything else to spam our chat with? Jeez,
No, I think it's time for Parody to close the show.
we're closing the
Close
show. What?
Well, you've got some Destiny to
Okay.
play. This man's got to go and do lots of cheese stuff.
But yeah, so it was great having you on the show. Hopefully, maybe one day you'll come back. Maybe you should keep a couple of exclusives to yourself and release, the same day that we release this. You know what I'm saying? Hey, guess what? We've got exclusives, and then you post it on your channel the same day, right? I'm not saying don't post it at all. I'm just saying wait till we post our stuff to post your stuff too, right?
With the times that I've withheld videos for a couple days, somebody else has made that information known. So it really hasn't worked out for me.
People, man. You got to tell us only. No, but I get.
Yeah, withholding information has never worked well with my channel.
Then you should tell us when you find out. Hey guys, check it out. Cast. This is what I found out, and then we'll just do an early release same time you do. There you go.
Thank you for joining us this week. Your Titans have been Parody and Night Demon. Your Warlock has been Cheese Forever. Your Hunter, I guess, has been no one respawned in real life. He's lost. We'll find him later. Go check out Cheese Forever's YouTube page. Go to your machine, type in Cheese Forever. It's the top thing. Don't go to Forever Cheese. They will send you cheese. That's very different. You can email our show at twotitansandahunter@hotmail.com. You can hit us up on Twitter at twotitans_hunter. Find us on Facebook. Find us on YouTube. You can join the Frozen Clan at join.frozen.party. That's frozen with a 0 because copyrights are a thing. If you enjoy Sandwich, come hang out with us. You can find all of your favorite Guardians this week on Xbox Live. Look us up. Watch the show. Listen to us on Podcoin. Find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, and wherever fine podcasts are sold. I leave you trying to up your fashion game, trying to make the hunter listen to you. And kids, stay off the moon. The moon's haunted.
Hey guys, and just as a reminder, track us down. For every one of y'all that track us down, that's $1 we'll donate. So don't forget.
Just
to do
us three, not cheese.
Just us three, yeah, not Cheese. I don't know. Cheese might have his own thing going on, but yeah, track us 3 down. For everyone that finds us, we'll donate $1 to the St. Jude Children's Fund.
Yeah.
All right. So, all right. Say goodbye, Guardians.
Bye, Guardians.
Moon's haunted.
So you are the Mr. You know what? I'm done.